Math Day, great day, Math Lead learners. Welcome to the Mathematics Lead channel, where we turn your math worry into mastery. I am teacher Eliza, and together, let's have fun while learning. Today, we're going to learn how to determine the center and the radius of a circle given its equation, and how to write the equation of a circle if we know its center and radius. Are you ready? Let's make this interactive. I encourage you to participate, answer, and even pause the video to try the examples yourself. But before that, let me introduce to you our learning objectives. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to, let us read, identify the center and radius of a circle from its equation and write the equation given the center and the radius. Develop confidence in solving circle equations and appreciate how math can describe shapes we see in real life. Use sketching and graphing to visualize circles based on equations and manipulate numbers to find their centers and radii. For engaging activity, let's start with a puzzle. Imagine you have a circular garden. A friends tell you that the center of the garden is at a point 2 and negative 3, and its radius is a 5 meters. How would you describe the boundary of the garden mathematically? Yes, you would need an equation of a circle, and that's exactly our lesson today. How to go from the center and radius to the equation, and from an equation to the center and radius. Can you guess what's in the picture? Yes, it's a pizza. Can you spot its center? How far is the radius from the center to the edge? Now, let's explore that. From our pizza question, we have already seen that the circle has a center in the middle and a radius that is the distance from the center to the edge. Using this idea, we can now ask, can we create an equation that describes any circle, not just a pizza? This leads us to our goal for today's lesson, which is to learn the equation that represents every circle in the coordinate plane, usually written as the quantity of x minus h squared plus the quantity of y minus k squared equals r squared, where h and k is the center and r is the radius. Let's try this task. Find the center and radius of this equation. The quantity of x minus 3 squared plus the quantity of y plus 2 squared equals 16. For us to find the center and the radius, we have a guided questions. What is h in this equation? What is k? And what is r? To answer our task, you may pause the video. If you are done answering, let's check if your answer is correct. Our h in the equation is 3. Our k is negative 2 and r, or the radius, is 4. Remember, in quantity x minus h squared plus the quantity of y minus k squared equals r squared, or our general form, the center is h and k, and the signs of h and k are opposite to the signs inside the parentheses. How we plot the points and draw a circle. First, use the equations to find the center and the radius. And we already have center and radius, which is 3, negative 2, and 4. Second, plot the center using its coordinates. 3 for x coordinate and negative 2 for y coordinate. Third, from the center, Move out by the radius in all directions to mark a point on the circle. Every point on the circle is exactly radius units away from the center. Lastly, connect those points smoothly to draw the circle. For our task 2, find the center and the radius of this equation. The quantity of x plus 1 squared plus the quantity of y minus 5 squared equals 25. What is h in this equation? What is k? And what is r? If you are done answering, let's try and see if your answers are correct. Our h is a negative 1, our k is positive 5, and r, or the radius, is also 5. Let's try another one. Write the equation of a circle when the center is given. Negative 1 and 5 and the radius is 6. What do we substitute for h and k? And how do we find r squared? Okay, our h is negative 1 and our k is 5 and the r squared is 36 because our radius is 6. 6 times 6 is 36. So the equations is the quantity of x plus 1 squared plus y minus 5 squared equals 36. Now that we understand how to identify the center, radius, and the equation of a circle, let's put that knowledge to work. I have some problems for you to solve. This will help us to develop your skills in writing and analyzing circle equations. I have here problem solving. Determine the center and radius of the circle. X squared plus y squared minus 6x plus 8y minus 11 equals 0. First, we need to rewrite it in the standard form using completing the square. First, we need to group x and y terms. The quantity of x squared minus 6x plus the quantity of y squared plus 8y equals 11. Next, we need to complete the square. For x, add 9 to both sides, and for y, add 16 to both sides. We add 9 and 16 to make perfect squares. For x, half of 6 is 3, and the 3 squared is 9, so we add 9. For y squared plus 8y, half of 8 is 4, and 4 squared is 16, so we add 16. That turns them into the quantity of x plus 3 squared and the quantity of y plus 4 squared, the standard form of a circle. After adding the 9 and 16, the left side becomes the quantity of x squared minus 6x plus 9 plus the quantity of 2 plus 8y plus 16 equals 11 plus 9 plus 16. These are perfect square trinomials, so they factor to the quantity of x plus 3 squared plus the quantity of y plus 4 squared is 30, equals 36. Remember, this matches our standard form, so h is equals to 3 and k is negative 4, which means the center is 3 and negative 4. The right side is 36, so r squared is equals to 36, and the radius is 6. And for our real life application, imagine you're designing around a fountain in a park. The fountain has a radius of 7 meters, and you want it to be centered at 2 and negative 3 on your plan. Write the equation of the fountain. Let's see if your answers are correct. Remember, the standard equation of a circle is the quantity of x minus h squared plus the quantity of y minus k squared equals r squared, where h and k is the center and r is the radius. In our fountain problem, the center is 2 and negative 3. So h is equals to 2 and k is equals to negative 3. The radius is 7, so r is equals to 7. Now, we substitute this into the formula. Y minus negative 3 becomes y plus 3, and the 7 squared is 49. So, the equation of the fountain is the quantity of x minus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared is equals to 49. Let me know if your answer is correct. Congratulations, Math-Lead learners! So today, you discovered how to find the center and the radius from a circle's equation, and how to write an equation if you know the center and the radius. Remember, the key steps are recognizing H and K, finding R, completing the square when needed, and the practicing through graphing skills. Keep exploring, keep practicing, and see you in our next Math Grid adventures. Math Day, great day every day with Math Lead learners.